All right, here is a follow-up to my trading video yesterday. As I said, I'm 13-0 on my last trades going about 6 weeks. And the setup just changed a little bit from then. And I'm actually started to get into a trade from the setup I showed you. So I want to show a follow-up on that. So I want to zoom out here for a second. This is on the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin. I'm currently in a trade right now where I'm down 55 cents. It's meaningless. I'm basically break even. You can see down here as we speak. Average price is 100, 165. It's at 112, 108. So it's a few dollars. It's meaningless at this point. It's going sideways, which it usually does at these after hours, so to speak, when it's trading usually more in Asian markets, international. It's not the U.S. markets open, and pretty much most U.S. markets are done trading for the day, or traders in general. So let me go to a longer time frame. The whole point of this trading setup is that you start at the higher time frames and look at the trend. You can see the trend line is going up. We know that's a trend line. This is on a 4 hour. If I go on the daily, we have the same thing here going up on the daily, which is more zoomed out, right? So if you say zoomed out for that huge move, we're on this uptrend right now. I zoom out to the 4 hour, a little bit broken down here. So yes, trend lines do matter. And yes, other technical and things that we want to do matter. Yes, but I try to make it very, very simple so that anybody can do this and follow this. And it works. It's been working. And you can see I have trades in it right now. I build them down. I'll go into more of that in detail in a minute. Okay, so this trend here, if I expect it to come down, bounce off this trend and continue going up. That's what I expect here, and approach again and retest that 105, 104 top. Now, there's lots of talks right now that, BlackRock and Coinbase and a lot of the big market makers and exchanges are suppressing the price because there isn't that much out there. BlackRock just came out today saying people should allocate at least 2% allocation to Bitcoin. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you talk about Wall Street, I mean, BlackRock alone can have 4x the amount that they have in IBIT, their ETF right now. They can 4x the amount of buys if all of their customers and all the assets they have on the manager for their customers, if they just put 2% of all those assets. This is just BlackRock alone. Okay, so this is the things you have to understand. So they're going to play in suppressors. They're going to let people get in there and accumulate. You short on the paper perpetuals, on the futures, you go long the spot. That's the game that's been played in the gold market and other markets, and they're probably playing it right now, but they only could do it for so long. The difference is because it's a global demand for Bitcoin, there's such a limited supply coming into the market, there's only so much they can do that before they start getting hurt and they start taking losses trying to suppress it, which they're not going to do. So they want the movement, they want change here. So I ignore, if you look here, let's go back to the charts. So I ignore a lot of these scam wicks. This was that liquidation event that happened, scam wick that wiped out tons of money when you over leverage. I go 3x minimum, 5x maximum on the leverage. Right now, the current trade I'm in is 4x leverage. That's it. I don't want to go too crazy. All right. So the point is, like I said, I'm looking for this to bounce here. So this is on a 4 hour time frame. Now, if this breaks down under this trend line, it comes down here, I'm going to be looking to see what I'm going to do. Whether I'm going to be buying more off the bounce, how far it goes, or I may just take a stop loss and wait for the next move. That's what I have to wait for. Because if it does that, as you can see here, all the way down to the 786, we're looking at 96. And it looks like a good support right there, 96, 95. But of course, it could come all the way down and test again down to that 90 level. It's totally possible, totally doable. So we just have to look out for that. And, people, I don't think that's going to happen from all the positivity. I mean, again, Trump today himself just said that he gave pro-crypto interview when he rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange this morning. There's tons of positive news with that coming out. So I don't think we're going to see that big of a pullback. There could be some liquidation events, or sometimes the market makers push. They could do is call liquidity hunting, push it down like this kind of scam wick. Those things happen, but that wick immediately recovered and came right back up. So now, if I jump out here on the shorter time frames to zoom in a little bit for you, you can see what's going on. I basically took the bottom of this move, measured it up with a Fibonacci level to the top of the move. So I moved it. It was lower when I did the last one. I moved it higher here to the top. So this is where we are now, and it did come down. So once we break under this red level, usually it's when I'm going to start looking to accumulate. So I bought some here. I bought some right there. I bought some over here. So you can see right here, this is my cost basis. And I have more orders in place. So these are orders right here. So I have an order in place to buy just about the 99.5. Another order here about 99. Another order here, about 98. And again, I do it like a Fibonacci, 5%, 5%, 10%, 15%, 25%. Each one down increases in the amount that I have available to me, all the way to one trade at the very bottom of my range, buying 40% of the allocation I want to be in as my last one if I can catch at that lowest level, if it does go that far. Hey, as we get into this video, just want to real quick show the two platforms and hope you please use my links below. You earn $5, I earn $5, nothing major, but we both win in the long run. So here is a Strike, of course, where you can buy your Bitcoin. You can get paid directly from your direct deposit income in Bitcoin. And now you can pay your bills in Bitcoin and live on Bitcoin, which this video is going to go into more details on how to live a life more richly, but also how to make your life cheaper over time. How your money can actually buy more over time with the same money you make. Okay, that's number one. Number two, here is River. River is a great platform if you want to keep cash, and you have to keep cash. So basically, full FDIC insured for money you have to keep in cash, 0 fees for recurring buys. We're going to do it through Strike. We're not going to do it through River unless you want to just move money around and play. That's up to you. But the biggest thing is for the money you have to keep in cash. Look right here. 3.8% a year, but you earn the interest in Bitcoin instead of earning 0.2% in your checking account. Even if your checking account paid you 3%, you'd have $100 in cash. You earn $3 in US fiat dollars that keeps the basing of going down. Would you rather earn $3.80 in fiat? Or would you rather earn $3.80 for every 100 in Bitcoin, so you have sats that will go up over time? So that 3.8%, when you go over time and the sats appreciate, you're earning 10, 15, 20% interest on your cash. Who else is going to give you that? 50%, 100% interest on your cash. You can't earn that anywhere else because you get paid monthly in sats. So links below. Please use both. I greatly appreciate it. And now back to the video. And I do those levels based on these Fibonacci levels. Okay, most of the time, you're going to come back down to that 618 level. 618 is the lowest, which would be under this point here, would break this trend line, but just barely. So you have to watch if it hits it and bounces off. If it keeps going and goes deeper, that's where you may have some problems. So I look here to measure at that, and that's why I have these levels here where they are. But that's the lowest I have right now that I'm willing to do, and then kind of see how things play out. So that's the whole, it's it. It's not the most difficult strategy in the world. If I zoom out again here, for instance, look, if you look over here, I'm going to zoom out, right? Let's zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. This high here to this low there, right? That was a huge wick. So when this scam wick happened down here, and I went to the top here, let's measure it for a second. Let's just check this out. If I take here and I measure from the bottom of this, of course, it wants to reset because it loves doing that to me. I take from the bottom of that. Let's try this again. Go to the top here. Okay, that's the top. That's the bottom. What is the 618 line? 618 line is right here. Well, look what it did. It just barely went under the 618 line and bounced back up. That golden pocket mathematically matters. It's the way things trade. Things trade in these mathematical patterns. We let the big move happen, and when the big move happens, you wait for the retracement and you buy along these lower levels of retracement to then sell on the recovery. Then you follow it up. You move up some stop losses. You take partial profits like a grid. Grid buying down, grid selling up, and partial profits all the way to eventually I have a stop loss. And if it keeps going, I keep raising my stop loss to eventually I either get stopped or I keep selling in small portions to get me out completely at a much higher price. It's not the most complicated thing, but it works. Math works. This works. You can see here, look, I just showed you. The numbers came just below the 618. I hate this stupid thing sometimes. Come up to 618. Just barely broke down into it and bounced back up. And now I'm looking at the same thing again. Okay, so right now I'm down $1. Big deal. But as I showed yesterday, if you didn't watch my video yesterday, look at my position history, okay? And in this market, I'm not shorting. I shorted one of these trades. I made 27 cents. I won't do it again. I will not short. I will wait for the retracement, buy the retracement to catch the bounce back up. That's the only game I'm playing right now. In this market, it's too bullish. There's too many things here. I'll wait for these scam wicks, and I'll take advantage of them after they do to ride them back up. That's the only game I'm playing. So I could show you here. Let me scroll this up. And this is going back. So this is a trade closed out 2 days ago. Okay. 57.47, 12, 38, 72, 362, 137, $61.27, the only short that I did. $11, $142, $167, $21, and the big one at $9.03, which is an order I opened on Halloween and rode it all the way for 11 days until 11/11 or 12 days, depending on the time frame. It was the longest I was in, about almost 2 weeks in that trade, making almost $1,000. So I've made a positive $2,000 in just a little over 6 weeks on right now, the amount that I'm trading. And again, I'm earning sats, CUSD, but I earn the sats. I'm growing my Bitcoin holding. I'm earning sats. I'm not earning USD. I'm not buying stable coins. Every growth is earning me sats. So if you see here the trades, 87,000, 90, 90, 90. All of these positive trades that I made means it's going even higher. This one trade is actually ETH, so that's not Bitcoin. I'm going to actually make another ETH trade. I'm getting ready to set up here, so I'm going to do that again. And what did I earn? I earned more ETH. So you could trade futures perpetual on this, on MEXC, and you can trade coins, where basically everything is settled in the crypto. It's not USDT. So I either lose ETH or I gain more ETH. I lose Bitcoin or I gain more Bitcoin. Those are the only two they allow. That's it. For perpetuals, for that, and coin, they added new ones. That's brand new. I just learned something new. You can see right here, new and new. They actually now you could trade Link, and you could trade Litecoin. So now they allow Bitcoin, ETH, Link, and Litecoin that you can trade in the coin and earn or lose that coin directly. I want to keep growing my Bitcoin back because this helps me even more. So that 40% or 38%, whatever it was that I earned, that I've gone up, is really more than that because it's appreciated. So this is the current trade I'm in. This is what I'm doing. I hope that you can see what we got here. I will keep following up and showing more on that. And it's a system that I think is doing very well and happy to give more information and questions on. Leave a comment, give it a like, subscribe. I would love to let you know. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Because like I said, if this really does continue to be very successful and grows even more, I want to have a small membership I'm going to have here maybe for people who are serious about it and want to continue growing that. Plus doing in my Strike account, I was saying about living off of Bitcoin, I'm already starting to do that. I'm already tracking it, going to be putting in, taking money, getting paid in Bitcoin, paying bills in Bitcoin using Strike, so that as the Bitcoin appreciates, you're actually living on less. So actually you're spending on your bills and your living expenses something that's actually appreciating instead of losing value and getting debased like the fiat money system. So I hope this is show you value. We'll keep following up here. We'll see how this current trade does. We'll see where we are. I'm probably down a few dollars. Yeah, down $5, $6. I'm not really concerned right now. Barely under 100. This happens on these late night trading sessions. Usually this is all systematic and the market maker just moving the markets up and down a little bit. So let's see what happens. We'll follow back up. We'll let you know. Again, ask questions, like, subscribe. And as always, here is to your success.